I'm Sophie. I am a video editor. I live in Brighton. I know all the words to Hamilton. That's 3.5 hours. How does a... Can I say that word?
Sophie's Story, episode 5, take 1.
I've had a bit of a mental life story, really. I thought I was a boy, crazily enough. When I was young, it's still weird to me saying it, but I always thought I was a boy. I guess I was like 5 or 6, and I remember the teacher in asking the boys a question specifically addressed to them, and I started answering the question, and I just remember the boy sitting next to me being like, "Why are you answering? You're a girl." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a girl, gotta remember that." And that was my experience all the way through school, and even through secondary school and college and uni and later life, mid-20s. You know, I would constantly be fighting this sense, this very, very strong sense that I was male, that was coming in at the same time as an awareness that I was biologically female. I was always rebelling against this idea of being a female, I think because I felt so different from the other girls. As I got older and I started to really come into a relationship with God, my focus shifted, I guess, because I was trying to be, I thought, well, I want to be a good Christian and I want to be what God wants me to be. So I kind of started looking around and thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't be rebelling, maybe I should be maybe I should be putting the work in really to be more like the girls. So I kind of did a flip, I guess, around the age of 20, 21, where I started this, what I call Project Woman. So I'm trying really hard to be like a woman. And it just got really, really, really bad. My life got worse and worse and smaller and darker and grayer, to the point where something had to give. And I turned to God really, and I asked him to help me. And that's, I think, when things started to turn around. That's when God started to show me that, you know, he'd made me the way he'd made me. And I'm not an accident, you know, he's made me deliberately with the personality he's made me with. And so I started, you know, trusting God with that, and I stopped rebelling and I stopped trying to fit in. And instead I started to just accept that God had made me the way I am. And, you know, maybe it's not like all the other girls, and maybe it's, you know, maybe I've got more interest in common with guys. That doesn't make me a guy. But the more I got to know God, and the more I got to know his love for me and his acceptance for me, and also just the fact that he made me. I was made on purpose, you know, with a purpose, and there's nothing in my personality that is an accident. But through that process of accepting myself, that sense that I was in the wrong body, that sense of being male, started to fade away. I had this idea of being a woman that just isn't his idea, and I looked at Proverbs 31 and just all the amazing things that God says a woman can be, and it's not the things that I thought, you know, a woman should be. You know, you could be a business person, you could be a creative, you could be a charity worker, you could be a wise teacher, you could have a laugh, you could be hench, like all these things are in the list. Learning that I didn't have to be a particular way was just a big weight off my shoulders. And I just have so much freedom now, freedom to be myself. And so I've got so much peace now that I can just be myself.